and talk to classes. I visit STC and I talk to classes. I talk to the students. I am a mentor for many of our young attorneys.
5 seconds.
Arnoldo Cantu, and I am the judge of Court 5. Thank you.
That's my judge.
Good for you. What experience in your career has prepared you for particular duties associated with being a judge in county court at law? 3 minutes.
So currently, I serve as a municipal judge in the city of Edcouch. I've been practicing for close to 15 years. I've tried tons of cases from parking ticket to traffic tickets, all the way up to non-death capitals. Additionally, I've also tried cases dealing with family matters as well as civil matters. One of the things that I feel that qualifies me for the position is the type of practice that I've had has been in the courtroom. I haven't sat behind a desk and drafted wills and things of that nature. I've been in the courtroom for the past close to 15 years, and I think that's something that's very valuable when you want to serve on the bench. Because what you'll be doing is you'll be sitting on a bench dealing with people who are in court every day. And that's probably the most important quality that you need is somebody who's actually practiced and tried cases. So you can understand the pitfalls of what trying a case is and some of the benefits of trying cases. As far as education, I think anybody who's going to run for these courts are going to have the same type of education. What really comes down to is experience. And I'd be remiss to not say that Judge Cantu doesn't have experience. He's been there. But what I'm asking everybody here to do is I'm asking everybody to move forward. I would thank him for his service, but I think it's time for a change. And I think it's time for a positive change. And I ask you, when you go into the voting booth, to vote Armando Marroquin for County Court at Law number 5 for a positive change to County Court 5.
You repeat the question?
Yes. What experience in your career has prepared you for particular duties associated with being a judge in county court of law?
Thank you. It goes back to what I was talking about a few minutes ago, ladies and gentlemen. I have been the judge for the last 15 years. I have had a hand in educating approximately 4,000 young people that would otherwise have not finished their high school. When I was teaching in the classroom, I saw firsthand what children growing up in a less than ideal environment turned out. It's not good for children. I bring that experience to the bench when I handle divorce cases. Attorneys that practice in my court will tell you that oftentimes I bring the couple up to the bench so that I can share with them and not the whole courtroom a few thoughts. I tell these young couples, look, you're not married anymore. It's over. You're divorced. And I remind them, God gave you 1 gift or 2 gifts or 3 gifts, ever how many children they may have. And whether you don't want to be married anymore or not, that's your business. But I need for you to be friends. I need for you to be friends so that you can help each other parent these children. I don't want to see my young children going bad. And I don't mean bad, necessarily bad, because I want them to grow up with the most potential that they can have. And that happens when mom is pushing and dad is pushing, and they're both pushing in the same direction. I want my young people to succeed. I bring that to the courtroom. I want my young people to succeed. I am invested in my young people or our young people's success. That's why I spend time with them in court, not only on the civil side in a divorce action, but I spend time with them on a criminal action. I don't want to see them going down the wrong path, and I try to steer them back to the right path. I push them back to school. I push them into, job placement. I tell mom and dad, hey, you don't have to be husband and wife, but there's nothing that says you can't be friends. Additional to that, I will take time from the busy schedule that I keep
30
to go
seconds.
visit schools and talk to students. Thank you.
In your opinion, what is the worst, most broken aspect of our justice system that needs to be fixed? What parts of our justice system do you think work well? 3 minutes. Whoever wants to start.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, in your opinion, what is the worst, most broken aspect of our justice system that needs to be fixed? What part of our justice systems do you think work well?
So, we don't have a perfect system, but it's the best system that's out there. Anybody who's ever tried a case can tell you, unfortunately, there are some innocent people in jail right now. If you were to ask, I guess, those people who unfortunately are in jail and that are innocent, whether or not they respect the system, I'm going to assume that some of them are going to say no, but what I do know and what I do believe is that this is probably the best system in the world. Now, do we have its faults? Does it have its faults? Yes. Some attorneys are better at arguing cases than others. Some judges are a little more lenient than others. And unfortunately, if you have a case in any of these courts, those are some of the variables that might play into the way your case is handled. But that being said, I don't think I would ever want to practice anywhere other than in the United States, because at least here what you get, and it's one of your fundamental rights, is a trial by jury. And whether you're innocent, whether you're guilty, whether you feel you're owed money or not, at the end of the day, what really matters is that you know that you're right, you take it to court, and you fight for what your fundamental rights are.
Thank you. Repeat the question?
Yeah, please.
Okay. In your opinion, what is the worst, most broken aspect of our justice system that needs to be fixed? What parts of our justice system do you think work well? 3 minutes.
Thank you. I tend to agree on a couple of points with my opponent. We do have probably the best system of laws in the world. It needs a little tweaking here and there, but it's a great system. The part that I have a little problem with, ladies and gentlemen, is our bail system. And the problem that I have is simple. If you get charged with a crime, and we remember, innocent until proven guilty, but you get charged with a crime, you go see a magistrate, the magistrate sets a bond, and you go to jail. If you have money and you can post bond, you're back home. If you don't have money and you can't post bond, you stay in jail. Now granted, there's some very serious crimes that get committed, and it takes a lot of looking at. Sometimes the safety and well-being of the community at large is at stake if you release somebody back out into the community. But for example, nonviolent misdemeanor offenses. Some of these offenses can be processed by law enforcement by giving the offender or the alleged offender a citation. We're not going to take you to jail. You're going to show up to court on this day. It prevents jail overcrowding. It prevents a tax burden on the citizens. It perhaps keeps that offender at home if he's got a job. A lot of times we have gentlemen arrested. They're the only employed people in the household, and they're sustaining a household with 2 or 3 children. Why put them in jail and wait a week or a week and a half or 2 weeks before you can bring them to court? That's the problem. The best thing about our legal system is it's our legal system. As a judge, I get to work with it. I get to order young people back to school. I get to make sure that they succeed. I get to order them into job placement. I ordered a young man placed on probation for 12 months.
30 seconds.
And I ordered him to school. Probation department has expanded. They offer schooling. 9 months after probation, he came and asked me for permission to leave Hidalgo County, and I said, why? I said, Judge, you put me on probation for 12 months. I've been on probation 9 months. I am now a certified welder thanks to STC, and I have a job in Houston that's going to pay me $28 an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the good side of our system, and that's what I do. Thank you.
Please summarize the key aspects of your platform and what you hope to accomplish in this position. 4 minutes. Yes.
So once again, I'm Armando Marroquin. I'm running for County Court at Law number 5. My platform's very simple. I'm here for positive change. I think that the current system that we have with the current judge, I thank him for his service, but I do feel that at this point, it's time for a change, and it's time to move into the 21st century. It's time to be more efficient with our cases. It's we're running the courtrooms right now like we did 50 years ago. And if anybody who's ever been involved in business will tell you, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is the worst thing you can live by. Our judicial system is constantly changing. Our criminal systems are constantly changing. So what we need to do is we need to move forward. And I've been very blessed that I've been able to practice not only in state courts, but in federal courts throughout this state. And what I can tell you is that in other jurisdictions, they're doing a lot of different things that are making it easier for litigants to come into court and get out of court. And it's not necessarily that they're being rushed through, but what it's doing is it's giving them the opportunity to have their time well spent and well used. And that's what we need in our court system here in Hidalgo County. Thank you.
Okay. Please summarize the key aspects of your platform and what you hope to accomplish in this position. 4 minutes.
Thank you. As previously stated, I've been on the bench for 15 years. That court number 5, was created in 2002, and it opened its doors January of 2003. I have been the only judge in County Court at Law number 5. We have been busy. We tried different innovative aspects, but ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, we are inundated. We need more county courts at law. I have disposed over 57,000 cases since I've been on the bench. My trials, I am known for running trials into the night. We are inundated. If I don't call a trial and run it into the night, we're not going to have a trial. It's very simple. I like to think that the judges that we have now are human, and we are. I like to think that the judges we have now, like myself, are invested in our community and in the success of the young people. We address that issue. We try to help the young people that come before us in less than favorable terms. Sometimes they're dressed in orange. And I'm going to tell you, young people do not look good dressed in orange. I don't like to see them like that. But I take a little time and I apply the human touch. I try to find out what's going on and take corrective action that's ultimately going to help them and help our community. County Court 5 is not broken. It doesn't need to be fixed. I'm asking for your vote and your support. Thank you.
This concludes the race or forum for County Court at Law number 5. Thank you. The next race or forum would be for the county clerk. Could everyone please take a seat? We're about to start.
¿Están ocupadas? ¿Están ocupadas?
So, the county clerk's office is one of the larger offices at the courthouse. What management skills and experience do you hold? How many people have you hired, managed, and supervised in your professional career? 2 minutes. Thank you. Whoever wants to commence.
Hello everyone, my name is Rene Perez and I used to work at the county clerk's office, and that's one thing that I mentioned to everyone. I started back in 2005. I started at the county clerk's office working with the employees day to day, with the public, every day in and day out. In 2013 I left, and I left into an administrative role. Mind you, when I was at the county clerk's office, I was the administrative assistant to the current county clerk. So you could say, yes, I am running against my former boss. Right now, I currently work as an executive administrator with the City of Hidalgo Police Department. Currently, I manage over 20 employees. And aside from that, I also help with patrol. We have over 47 officers on the force in the City of Hidalgo. And I help with the day-to-day operations. I handle the record keeping for the office, and it's not only public records that we handle there. We handle also offenses. We handle sensitive information that it cannot be released to the public. As opposed to the county clerk's office, everything that is in that office is open to the public. Currently, I am the administrator at the police department, and that's what I've been doing for the past 5 years.
Can you repeat that question, please?
The county clerk's office is one of the larger offices at the courthouse. What management skills and experience do you hold? How many people have you hired, managed, and supervised in your professional career?
Thank you for repeating that. I am Arturo Guajardo Jr. and I am your county clerk. What experience have I had? I have been your county clerk for the past 11 years. Prior to that, I was a chief deputy for 8 years. I have hired and managed and interviewed over 300 deputy clerks at the county clerk's office. And you're correct, it is the largest office at the courthouse. We currently have a team of 83 very well passionate employees working for us. As a manager, it is my job to make sure that what they're going to do for the citizens of Hidalgo County is what is supposed to be done for the citizens of Hidalgo County. I have prepared myself by getting educated. I got a degree in political science, and I've also got a master's degree in public administration. I use my education every day to positively influence the staff that works under us. I remind them every day that they are there, we are there to serve the taxpayers, and that it is taxpayer dollars that pay their salaries. And by reminding them of that, I think encourages them to be better servants, makes them absolutely sure to treat people right that walk into that office, and I'm very proud of that. I'll continue to be a positive influence on all of our team. Some come in, some lose. We hire young people that end up going to school and get their education and go off to other careers. I've had lawyers work for our office that became lawyers. I've had people that worked for our office that became federal officers. Very proud of the team that we've had there. With your support and your vote, we will continue to be that manager for you. Thank you.
How will you work with the election department to make voting and voter registration more efficient and accessible?
Well, I know that in other counties, the county clerk's office handles the elections. We have a pretty large county. We are the 8th largest county in Texas. Currently, the elections office has its own department. And I noticed that when I used to work there, we never really got involved with the elections department. They really never get involved with the county clerk's office. And that's one of the things that I've always noticed. And I used to notice back then. Currently, you can get involved with the elections department by registering voters, promoting them. One of the things I never see on the county clerk's website, or I've never seen my opponent do, is promote voter turnout. When I was there, it was never mentioned. That's one of the things that I've seen. And so what I would do coming in, I would try and work with the elections office and see what they're doing, get involved with the community. One of the things that we used to do there, we would never involve with the community. We currently do that where I'm at. We're daily involved with the constituents of the city of Hidalgo. And that's what I want to do in a broader range. I want to get involved with the county community, with the county residents from both sides of the county, from the east side and the west side, and let them know that it's important, that their vote counts, that their vote makes a difference. So that's what I plan to do.
As your county clerk, I currently serve as the vice chairman of the Hidalgo County Elections Commission. I was the only member that is there today that was part of the team that hired our current elections administrator, Ivan Ramon. We interviewed probably 10 or 12 candidates for that position, and I'm the only one that's still there. Everybody else has moved on to other positions. Ivan Ramon, our current elections administrator today, regularly calls me personally for advice, to bounce ideas off of me, and I'm proud to call her a friend, and I'm proud to be there to help her, to guide her through the process. We recently purchased new elections equipment, and this coming election, this election cycle, will be the first time we use it. So I hope that you guys appreciate that. The new equipment out there, and I hope we get positive remarks. We're real excited about it. Not too long ago, there was an election that caused the Commissioner's Court to challenge the election results. We don't ever want to see that again. We want to make sure that the voters are confident in the election process and the electoral process that we have. We work closely with the Secretary of State regularly, make sure that we're doing things right. And I am positive that you guys will like the new equipment that we're going to use this election cycle. And I will continue to do my best to be there as a supporter of the elections office. Thank you.
There has been an abundance of complaints from the public about the efficiency and accessibility of the co-file system. How will you work to solve this issue?
Since you knew the system, that's what I was saying, you go first. But yes, that is right. They used to use ACS when I was there. Recently, they've changed and they've modernized, as you'll hear in a minute, to co-file. There's a cloud. But there was monetary gains, and I say monetary gains from my